Before I start this video, just want to let you guys know that I currently have a very dry throat. So, you may see me drink a little bit more than normal. You might even hear me crack my voice, but just bear in mind why. Now, with that being said, let's get into Manon. Even though the season is now finally over of The Other Way, we're here to tell you guys some new information, shall I say, or shall I say information that has always been there, but I've only just seen it. Now, we know that when it comes to Manon, she's somebody that is married to Anthony, and we also know that her and Anthony have a baby boy. Well, to be fair, it's more than a baby now. And we also know that the whole idea of them being in the show is because they wanted to move back to France. Why? Because they felt like going back to France was going to strengthen their relationship. They also believe that going back to France was also going to help Manon's relationship with her own child, because it means that once they went to France, she would not be working anymore, or at least working less, and Anthony would become the new breadwinner. So of course that was their journey. Now, throughout that whole season, there were many key things that we noticed about Manon, but there's two things we're going to talk about today. I'm going to start off with the first one. The first one is that when it comes to playing victim mentality, that was something that she was very masterful at. Okay, victim mentality. And because of a victim mentality attitude, also when it came to controlling the narrative, that was also something else that she did. Doing her best to be in control of anything and everything that happened in her relationship, which is why she was a breadwinner in the first place. Now, this is something that I've come across. This is a post back in 2019. And as you can see, she says that she is tall, 5'9", big, fat, proud, self-made woman, French immigrant, divorced. Now, when I saw the comment regarding her being divorced, I was like, wait, hold on a minute. So she's been married before? Or is her and Anthony divorced and they were faking this whole time? So then I had to, do some discoveries, and I then found out that she was married once upon a time before Anthony, and then therefore ended up being divorced. Now, when it comes down to it, when did she and Anthony get married? Well, I believe they got married around 2022, around that area there. Now, when they got married, though, this is the part that's quite interesting. She was pregnant. So therefore, now I have this assumption, and please let me know whether you agree or disagree. I have this strong assumption that the only reason why her and Anthony got married in the first place was because she got pregnant. Now, I'm not saying that they were never going to get married at some point, but I do strongly believe that the driving force behind them to actually getting married was because she was pregnant. This is something that we have seen happen with many people in this world. Now, in life, when people decide to get married because their woman is now pregnant, well, it could be for various reasons. But let's talk about the reasons that I think they got married. I think that the reason why they got married was because once they found that she was pregnant, she forced his hand. Because you see, throughout this season, we have seen her control the narrative multiple times in terms of what they can and cannot do. We have noticed also at the same time that if she doesn't get what she wants, she will play the victim card every single time to manipulate and drain this man. So that's why I sit here and I say to you folks, I reckon that these two met, and I guess they decided to date a little bit. Obviously, they were having their fun, and then she potentially got accidentally pregnant. And because of that, that is when she said, listen, now you're going to have to marry me. And him being the man he is, he thought, you know what, it is what it is, I'm going to marry you. That's what I believe happened. But hey, if you think something else happened, please do let me know. But now let's move on, because there's more to be said in this post. Dream chaser, US resident, strong, resilient, don't take no for an answer. Boy, do we know that this woman does not take no for an answer. Hard worker, authentic. I don't influence, I help. Listen, answer, and reform. I ain't gonna lie to you folks, when she said that she listens, at what point in this season has she actually ever listened to anything that Anthony said? At what point during the tell-all did she listen? Because at the tell-all, she was so sick of listening to what people were saying when they were giving her constructive criticism. She took it as an attack, an offensive attack on herself. So much to the point she then threatened to leave the show. She stormed out, got changed, went outside, and said, "Take the cameras away from me." To then go back inside, get dressed again, to then go back on stage. Because you see, when she decided that she was leaving, Anthony decided that he wasn't necessarily going to leave with her. That was the interesting part. So that's why I believe she ended up coming back. But then at the same time, I do believe even if Anthony decided to leave with her, she probably still would have come back anyway, because she just wanted the spotlight on her. She wanted the biggest drama of the tell-all to be about herself, because she's that self-centered type of person. She already said halfway through the season, or maybe even before that, that the show is only interesting because of herself. So of course she's going to want to try and do something very, very dramatic. Now also, we get into this bit here. Ex-victim of domestic violence. Sorry, ex-victim of domestic abuses. Fragile, healing, caring, loving. Say out loud what most people don't care to say. So here's my thing, folks. Ex-victim of domestic abuses. Now, let's not get it twisted. When somebody has been in a relationship that involves domestic anything, this is something that we are, or we should always be, sympathetic to. But you see, when we talk about victim mentality, this is what I mean. Instead of saying that she is a survivor of domestics, she says that she's an ex-victim. This is the issue with this woman. Everything that she does is to victimize everything. She has to be the victim of everything. Why can you not be a survivor? Now, I'm not trying to downplay the fact that she went through these said experiences. I say said because we don't know the other side of the story, and we probably will never want to know. I would love to be able to find out who the ex is and find out their side of the story. Only because when it comes to Manon, it's very hard to believe anything that comes out of her mouth. Because you see, when she's talking, she's lying. When she's talking, she's scamming. When she's, maybe scamming is the wrong word. When she's talking, she's influencing. But not influencing in a good way. When she's talking, she's influencing to manipulate. And everything always has to be said in her favor. So that's why I would love to hear the other side of the story. But either way though, can somebody please tell me, somebody who has unfortunately been through a domestic relationship, once you have come out of that relationship, do you refer to yourself as a survivor? Or do you refer to yourself as a ex-victim? Because for me personally, for somebody that has such a victim mentality, I'm not surprised that she's using those words. And let's not get it twisted, because ladies and gentlemen, we have to be very, very aware of the power of words. And Manon is somebody that is very, very aware of the power of words. That's why I believe she uses her words very, very specific. Because she wants people to know she's a victim. She wants people to feel sorry for her. She wants people to come in and be a part of this page of hers, so therefore she can attract other people who have been through the same experiences. So this is something here that I've discovered here regarding herself and her past. But there was something else that I discovered too. See, Manon had this thing where she said that she has always been a plus size person. She says the reason why she left Marseille in the first place was simply because, well, she was always fat shamed. She was always made fun of because of her size. She was bullied. She was made to feel uncomfortable. And in Marseille, they do not accept plus size women. So that's why she left for LA to be someone else, to be accepted. Now, I don't know what year specifically that she left France to move to LA. But one thing that I do know is that once I was able to see the first information, well, the one I just showed you, I saw something else prior to that. As you can see in front of you right now, ladies and gentlemen, 2010, Manon was size 12. Bear in mind, she's 5'9". The pictures don't lie. 5'9", size 12 is not plus size, because we have to take height into consideration. Okay? Bear in mind, for her to be the size that she is now, however, whatever weight she's at, bear this in mind, it means she would have had to have consumed a lot of calories because of her height. But 2010, she was a size 12, feeling at my worst, not feeling beautiful, very uncomfortable with my body, hate the way I look. 2020, size 18, feeling at my best, feeling sexy, confident and loving my body, I love my curves and how I look. You know what's interesting about this post though? This post was done back in 2020. What was the thing that was happening in 2020, ladies and gentlemen? Body positivity. We had people out there like the Tess Holidays. All these women out here who was promoting being plus size. And influencing other women that it's okay to be plus size. That it's okay to eat whatever the hell you want to eat. It's okay to be basically unhealthy. So for me personally, I do find it quite interesting of the choice of words here, and I also find it interesting that she felt so amazing at 2020 at a size 18. Now this is not I'm not trying to call her out and say that she's a bad person for accepting or enjoying or being confident about being a plus size person. Listen, your life, your choice. It's more the fact that she told us that she left Marseille because she was basically fat. That she was so much overweight that people bullied her. And I promise you now, back in 2020, ladies and gentlemen, being a woman with curves, being a woman of size 12 was attractive. Because those are the times when we had all the BBLs, we had all the women obviously who already had curves naturally, flaunting it, feeling good, walking on the catwalk, the runway, the fashion week, you name it, they were doing it. So there's no way you can tell me that in 2010, when she was a size 12, I personally don't believe that she was bullied for her size, especially given the fact that she's 5'9", and as you can see right here, ladies and gentlemen, her stomach was pretty much. But of course, I will say this though, as a man, I understand that women's standards over the years has always been different. I will also say that I understand that women's bodies are always judged based on the smallest of body fats. So I'm not going to sit here and act oblivious to the fact that she may have received some comments about her image back then. But the way she told the story, yeah, she fabricated that stuff. Because why? Because she needs to be a victim. Without her being a victim, she can't tell her story. Without her being a victim, she can't influence other people. She can't manipulate other people. So therefore, being a victim is something that she does because she weaponizes it for her audience, which is why I guess she's always been a plus size figure on the socials. Either way, this is the woman that clearly, you know. Oh, hold on. Interesting. I did not do this before, but as I scroll down here, I see that in French, the word obese is here. She is claiming that in 2010, she was obese. I mean, listen, I don't need to know French to know what this word is saying here, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, you can see it for yourselves. And I can't even translate the bloody thing. Interesting. Why weren't you happy with yourself before? It's a very good question. Do you know what I think? I think that she was happy then. That's what I think. But then obviously once she left France, to be fair, this may even been in America for all we know, but let's just assume this is in France. I think that when she left France, she may have left at a bigger stage, who knows? But once she got to LA, I think that she met the food there, enjoyed the food a whole lot more. She started exercising less. But it has been known that sometimes when people leave said countries that's outside the United States, when they go to America, they do gain weight. It has been said that because of the food in America being very dodgy. Yeah, the food in America not being very friendly to the body. That's why, generally speaking, you know, America is known as one of the lands with the most obese people on this planet. You see what I'm saying, okay? And I do know this as a fact that I've known people from the UK that each time they've gone to America for a few months, they've always come back with a few pounds put on because of the way the food is made there, the way it is processed there. So maybe she gained some weight when she was there and then just couldn't be bothered to lose it because she just doesn't like going to the gym. Didn't want to change her diet. So therefore she thought, what can I do? Let me capitalize on the market of being plus size. You never know this woman. You never ever know. Maybe she put it on purpose. Maybe she saw a market that she could take advantage of. But that's quite interesting here, which I've just seen. I wanted to specifically said that you can follow me on my OnlyFans, Chick with Curbs, for some love sessions. This I didn't know. I'll show you via a video how you can change your mindset for good, feeling confident, manifest your dreams and your private experience together. We can talk about taboo and learn about how to make peace to your body. Okay, well, it looks like she didn't make an OnlyFans to specifically do the nude, but she obviously made it, I guess, to earn money. Yeah. That was interesting. I probably should have read the whole thing before I made the video, eh? I see things, read a little bit, and be like, yep, let's go, let's make it. But with that being said, though, I would love to know your thoughts and your opinions on the matter itself in particular. Because, yeah. Manon, the victim. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.